I'm sure a lot of posts on social media or Google says that success is about hard work, talent, or being in the right moment, right place at the right time. But what if I told you that success is one of the greatest predictors of your future is actually the people you surround yourself with? Think about it. Every meaningful opportunity, every life-changing conversation, and every moment of growth usually starts with one thing: a connection. I learned this the hard way in 2020. I moved from Ithaca, New York to Oklahoma. Leaving behind all my friends and old faces made me feel as if I was starting from scratch. On the first day of school here in Oklahoma, I remember feeling so overwhelmed and I had no one else to get any information from. Imagine walking into a school, navigating your way through academic challenges, and trying to make sense of a totally new area. That was how I felt for a few days. I wondered if I'd ever fit in or find people who could understand me. And to my surprise, I wasn't alone in this experience. In fact, observational studies show that about 1 in every 5 students struggle with feeling lonely or disconnected at school. And those feelings aren't just uncomfortable, they can seriously affect mental health. According to the NCBI in 2020, more than 42% of high schoolers reported persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness, and a major contributor was social isolation or the lack of friendship. That's why friendships are so important. Mental health isn't something that only matters when some things get out of hand. It's a part of your everyday life and should be taken seriously. It's the difference between feeling stuck and feeling strong. And friendships can be the most powerful ways to protect mental health. And real friends give you courage to face tough days and also motivate you to thrive. According to Harvard's longest studies, on adult development, adults with strong bonds were happier and overall more achieving than those who didn't. They followed participants for over 75 years, and it was found that they didn't just improve in mental health, but they also improved physically. Being physically healthy can be seen in many ways, like you could go on walks, or maybe it's like a lake trip. It's always more fun when there's something to do with your friends, and it's also easier to stay consistent. A few weeks ago, while studying for a test, a few of my friends and I shared not only our notes, but also our goals and worries. I remember talking about my fear of being alone, and instead of brushing it off, they listened and suggested. They helped me find ideas and fit into things that I would fit into. I found a few clubs, and my conversations built within one another. It led me to 5, then 10, and by the time I had blinked, there were 20 and more people who I could wave my hands to in the hallways. However, with the presence of loneliness, your mental health can seriously be damaged and weaken your body. Human connection doesn't become a luxury, it is necessary just as food and sleep. When you're building conversations and friendships, close bonds, you're not just collecting names in your contact list, you're creating a network of people who believe in you and support you. These are the people who open doors for when you didn't know existed. Like I said above, how one sincere connection led me to a community of friends. One of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump, shows Forrest's relationship with Jenny and how it impacts his life. As a child, Forrest was known to be misunderstood, but he meets Jenny. Jenny is known to be a constant source of both love and heartbreak. Like when they're all running and Forrest is being chased and bullied. Jenny yells, "Run, Forrest, run," and in moments of triumph, Forrest breaks free from his leg braces and runs for the first time. Their connection ultimately influences the decisions and path he follows throughout the rest of his journey. This shows how Jenny's impact made such a huge difference in his life, showing when he runs and becomes one of his defining traits. He joins the college football team and joins the military, eventually running across the entire country. This tracks back down all to the single moment where Jenny believed in him and when no one else did. And finally, success is rarely a solo journey. It's built on conversations and strengths of the community you choose to grow around. Because relationships don't just shape your future, they shape you. Close friends see potential when you can't. They push you and hold you accountable to your greatness. So if you want to meet more people and create a better future, start with the relationships you're building today. Whether you've just moved to a new place, started at a new school, or simply looking for a place you belong. Because the connections are just more than a social need. It's a foundation of both your future and your mental health. Thank you.